PR Connections Radio presents.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're hearing this podcast from. Welcome to my podcast, Prospering in Health and Wealth. My name is Verner Dixon. I'm with VM Enterprise, and I am wanting to have a discussion with you about health, wealth, and wellness, and talk about how they actually interrelate with each other and can create a better environment for you, create a better work environment for you, a life situation for you, particularly if you have your health and you can focus on generating your wealth. And I think we'd have a lot to have conversations about. If you're interested, hang around and get your friends and relatives on board. And so let's get underway. Thank you. Let's go. My goodness. So, hey, thank you all for being here. It's really appreciated. And I'm really excited about the opportunity to talk to you folks about some of the things that I've been through. And I've just been thinking over the last few years or whatever in terms of whether I should share my quote unquote adventures or not. Let me tell you a little bit about what I'm trying to accomplish here. Again, as it indicates, we'll be talking about health and wealth, and basically how health, if you don't have your health, it's hard to concentrate on trying to build an income stream. And if you've got an income stream and you don't have your health, the same thing works in reverse. So we'll be talking about some of those things. And also over time, I will also have some guests on here to talk about different things as well. Health professionals that kind of give you their perspective and their avenues and what they're doing. And also some financial resources as well in terms of what they're doing and how their services could possibly help you also. But before I get into all of that, I guess the best thing for me to do is to kind of tell you a little bit more about who I am and why I've decided to do this and why maybe you might be interested in they say coming back and participating or seeing me every Tuesday at 10 o'clock. So it's, that'll be the intended schedule, as it were. Again, my name is Verner Dixon. I was actually born and raised here in Las Vegas. I'm I used to say the oldest of 16, but I say I'm the first of 16. As I get older, when I keep saying that oldest thing kind of sticks around. But I'm the oldest of 16. There was 8 boys of us and 8 girls. And so we all grew up here in Las Vegas. And I went away for a while, but for the most part, I grew up here. And I didn't move out until I went away in the service for a few years, came back, got some training in computer sciences, and then went to California. But in terms of growing up here in Vegas, there wasn't a lot that we could do here in Vegas growing up. I mean, I grew up on the West Side. And for some of you that are watching this know what the West Side is because you've over there as well. And so it was hot in the summer and windy and cold and wet in the wintertime. No snow, none of that kind of a thing. But I don't know if it was a situation of not having a lot of ambition to be wealthy at the time. It was just about not knowing your status in terms of what you should be doing for the rest of your life because we were just running around in Las Vegas, just growing up. Running around in the desert, just trying to have fun and grow up and make life as comfortable and happy as we possibly could. I went to Westside Elementary School, Madison, and graduated from Las Vegas High School. Not the academy, but Las Vegas High School that's downtown over on Bridger. And so that was an interesting aspect as well, because a lot of us was there until some of the other schools opened up. So it was interesting growing up. But again, it was not a lot here to do. There was not a lot of productivity here in terms of opportunities for jobs and those kinds of things, because we were just working from the standpoint of being in high school, as an example, just trying to make a couple of extra dollars as we're going through school so we can buy some clothes and get that first car, as it were, which I did and I'll tell you about that one of these days as well. But I think the other thing too is that once I grew up and got out of here, I was in the service. I was in the Seabees, Navy, Seabees. And I left town, and I guess that was really my first time really being away from Las Vegas. Stationed in Davisville, Rhode Island, went to California boot camp, all those kind of things. And then had a year or so in Vietnam. And during that time, I made a decision to begin to focus on my next phase of life, because I know I wasn't going to be a military retiree, so to speak. And so I needed to think of some other things to do. At that time is when computers started to become a phenomenon, so to speak. And I remember wanting to be rich and famous if I became a programmer. So as I was in Vietnam, I started taking correspondence courses in computer technology. Once I left the service, I continued the training in computer technologies, and not going to university or anything like that, but ended up getting a certificate in computer technology, which has boded me very well in terms of my next few steps in terms of technology. That's one of the things that I really love is about being in technology and being involved in that environment. Left Las Vegas once I got out of the service and went to California, Oakland, Palo Alto, San Francisco, Sacramento, those kind of places. And I worked for IBM, got hired at IBM. I worked there for 15 years, started off in the mailroom, worked my way up. This is when I started having my ambition kind of kick into gear. I went there looking for a job as a programmer, since I had the certificate in computer technology. But there was no opening because I didn't have a college degree, and IBM was hiring college degreed individuals. So I asked them to give me an opportunity to start anywhere. And so I started in the mailroom. They had an opportunity there. As I was in the mailroom, they gave me an opportunity to see what was going on around IBM. And so I did develop a relationship with the computer department and the resources there. So that was an opening that happened to be. And so since I had that relationship with the manager in the computer room, I was able to move to the computer room. And the interesting thing about it is this thing that we have on our wrist right now, or this thing that we set here right now, when I started working on computers, the whole room, it took the whole room to run something like this. Desktop, keyboard, disk drives, the whole 9 yards. And so that was the environment that I was in. And I was in there for a few years, and that had an opportunity to look at the sales department and look at some of the other administrative departments. And I realized that I really didn't like programming any longer, because I'd moved into programming and sitting in that room, that was not me. So I went into marketing support. I did marketing support. And then I saw how the salespeople operated in IBM. So I'd been there long enough, and they allowed me to move into sales, got the training and everything. And so, again, I was at IBM for 15 years. Of those 15 years, 9 of those years, I made the 100% club for sales. Again, that kind of sparked my ambition in terms of moving into technology and what kind of things that could bring to the table, because the income opportunities were significant, and I saw a lot of opportunities from that perspective. After IBM, my sales manager went to Wang Laboratories. He asked me to come with him, and I did. And I was assigned to corporate at Wang, and so I worked there for 7 years as well. And the resources I learned in terms of introducing and training in new technology was phenomenal. Again, I was always on the leading edge of technologies, and so I still continue to do that. And over time, you'll understand, based on this background, why I'm doing what I'm doing now. And moved to several different areas within Wang Laboratories, and went to a company called Gartner Group. And you might be familiar with that because they are a resource for companies around the world in terms of new technologies and what's going on, looking at the future of things that are happening there. And so I left California and came back to Las Vegas, which I said I would never do. But I did come back to Las Vegas, started working with a small startup, brought that startup from $50,000 they were making a year to $4 million within 2 years. And again, it was about the income opportunities and having the motivation, the excitement, and trying to move to that next level. And so I was very successful from that perspective as well. And I'll do a little bit of a fast forward here. And when I was in the service, I did have some issues. My combat training in Fort Lejeune, North Carolina, created a problem with my leg. I had a hyperextended knee during war games. And so that ended up being part of my relationship from then on in terms of some of the health issues that I'll also speak about as well. So again, just moving along and trying to do my thing in terms of earning a living. And I forgot to mention that I did get married during that time as well, that I was with IBM, not when I first moved, but later on I was married. So I was married for 32 years. I'm no longer married now, but I have 3 kids, 3 grown kids, and I have 7 grandkids. Everything that I'm doing now is for my babies, my 7 grandkids, and they are awesome little people. And for those of you who are grandparents, you'll understand exactly what I mean. I used to tease my kids about, one of these days you're going to have kids and you're going to understand why your mom and I are doing what we're doing. We're going to have those kids and send them back to you. And anyway, you know that indication and what goes on there. But my son, I got my oldest daughter here is in Las Vegas. She's a school teacher. She has 2 of my grandkids here. My middle daughter is in San Francisco. She has a degree in molecular biology and also a culinary institute in San Francisco. And my son is in San Diego as a real estate agent. He has a degree in kinesiology. And so he has 3 kids in San Diego. So again, I get to move around a little bit and interact with the kids. Also, during this time that I was in California, I happened to injure my back. And that back injury has been bothering me to this day. Again, it relates to the medical issues I have and the resolutions I had to pursue to try to resolve those issues, the knee and also the back. And I'll mention, since I mentioned the knee, I've had 5 knee replacements. The last one, it was an option. They had to go in and rebuild the inside of my leg. They couldn't give me a normal knee because I'd had so many procedures and infections. I've had 4 infections. And at that time, they were talking about amputating my leg if they couldn't figure out a way to repair that knee and take care of the infections. And so one of my doctors was able to do that. And so I have I still have my leg, which is great. I have a weird strut or stance or walk, but anyway, I still have my leg. And so that's great. And one of these days, I'll tell you a funny story about that as well. My back, went out like when I was in Sacramento, living in Sacramento. And again, that has been bothering me for quite a while. And I've had several procedures for that. For you older folks, you remember Joe Montana, who played, was a quarterback for San Francisco. He had a back injury in one of the games, and he ended up having a laminectomy, L5S1 for you medical types. I also had the same injury, not from football, but from that moving. And so it was L5S1, I had a laminectomy. Again, over the years, those repairs or those issues had created more and more problems for my health. And again, that's why I was significantly looking for ways to take care of those issues. And again, the reason I'm telling you these things is because you should know who you're dealing with and why I'm here and why you should even pay attention to the things that I'm bringing to the table. So this first broadcast is probably going to be more about who I am and how I got to be where I am. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the solutions that I have as well, because part of the show, in addition to the interviewing professional resources for health and wellness and also the financial side of the business, is also to introduce you to some of the solutions that I've come through that has been very beneficial to me, that allowed me to get to this point, that again prompted me to say, there must be other people out there that have some of the same situations that I have, and somebody may be interested in how to resolve those issues. And so that's another reason that I'm here. And so you'll hear about some of those things as well. I mean, the coming back here to Las Vegas and helping the other company move into the area that they were, and where I ended up with them, it allowed me to obviously reconnect, reestablish my relationship here in Las Vegas with a lot of major companies that I've been very successful with. But at the same time, some of the injuries that I had acquired over time began to really resurface and phenomenally affect my progress. And let me jump back to California real quick. During that time, as I was raising my kids and working full time, and I started going to school at night as well. So I was going to Kenyatta up there in San Mateo, and I was going to San Jose City College, trying to get some additional education to help me move further in life. But over that time, I had some other little problems that I was dealing with. But over time, I had 3 car accidents that I should not have walked away from. Again, it contributed to the illnesses and the issues and the health-related things that I ended up having to deal with. And so those were significant things from that perspective, because they did affect me to the standpoint where if you're in pain, if you're sick, if you're going out and you're trying to do different things to resolve your problem and nothing seems to be working, it's very frustrating. So even if you are in a situation where you're trying to obviously generate an income, earn a living, or trying to go to the next level, if you're in pain and sick and not feeling well and depressed, that's going to have an effect on those activities as well. And that's why I'm talking about health and wealth. And actually it's health, wealth, and wellness, because you need to be well. One of the offerings that I have, it talks about how your health is your new wealth, and self-help is your new wealth. It's actually your new health, because if you don't have a feeling for yourself to make sure that you're dynamically operating on the efficiency that you know who you are, you know how what your body is doing, you know how you're operating. If you don't have all of those down, then it's hard to make the other steps. And so it makes it very difficult to do that. Uh, but over time, I was able to get some things done, and again, I'll talk about some of the solutions that I have for my leg. Like I say, that has been replaced for the fifth time, and so hopefully the last time. But I'm still working on my back. I don't know if you've ever heard of stem cells. You probably have. And so I've gone in that direction as well. And there are some things that in stem cells that are what we call an active ingredient in stem cell called exosomes. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as well. But those that direction made a significant difference in my health and wellness, because I've had issues where, as an example, in terms of being sick, where I have dinner or I'd have breakfast or lunch or whatever, and then I'd have a situation where I'd have to get sick, throwing up, and I was losing weight and having all those types of issues, and just another area of depression. I've had several prescriptions to trying to take care of the gut situation, which did not work. With me looking outside of my insurance plan to look for solutions, because my being in the service and talking to those doctors, they gave me a prescription that didn't work. Being outside in the regular environment, my primary doctor outside, he gave me a prescription for gut, and they were both different, and none of those worked. And I started taking a product that is an awesome product that focuses on gut health, and it also focuses on the cells in your body and how to make those cells healthy and wealthy. And I call them wealthy because if your cells and you're feeling good about yourself, then you can start participating on some of those other things. And then as some of those other things started to come to fruition, I have a diverse background in terms of, again, once I left IBM and Wang and came back to Las Vegas, I was brought into that company as vice president of sales and marketing. And that's the company that I helped grow. We've started a television network. I'm vice president of sales and marketing for a television network called Golden Network that's on Roku, which we're expanding. And so that's an area that I've been successful in, and we're continuing to grow that. I'll talk about from a financial perspective. I started looking into cryptocurrency, and some of you probably aware of cryptocurrency. Some of you probably even using cryptocurrency as well. And cryptocurrency was one of those things. Obviously, you know that it was up and down. I mean, you know, there's no guarantees in the early days, and I've been in crypto since 2014. And so I've had some ups and downs in that, but I have eventually become very successful in that environment because of the education I was able to continue to obtain over the years in that environment. I've had situations now where I'm invested in companies that are bringing out new products and services. We've got crypto exchanges that are developed around the world. There's one in Amsterdam, there's one in Germany, and there's one in Cyprus that I'm part of. There's a brand new casino in Cyprus that I'm a part of, and I'll talk to you about some of the other things that I'm a part of too, that if you're interested, you can be a part of it too. But again, it's about introducing folks, regular folks. I'm just a regular guy, and introducing regular folks to an environment where they can get healthier and get financially a little better off. I mean, even to the standpoint that when I talk to people about crypto sometime, they'll ask me about different questions and different things. And so I have been very good with Coinbase. And Coinbase is a very good area for beginners to learn how to get involved in crypto. I teach a class in crypto earnings using Coinbase as a base, teaching people how to do dollar cost averaging. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. And also, I'm involved in stocks. I used a product. I started with a product called Acorn. If you don't know about Acorn, I'll talk to you a little bit about that. But it's a way of doing dollar cost averaging, and the company buys stocks for you. So you've got crypto going for you. You've got stocks coming in, which give you the ability to invest in other products and services. You're in an area where you're working on getting your health taken care of. And so that's going well for you. So it opens up a lot of other areas or avenues for you as well. People ask me, Verner, when are you going to retire? I'm going to retire when I can't get out of the house anymore and talk to somebody about health and wellness. That's when I'm going to retire, because other than that, the people that I see who have retired end up not doing so well. I hear people who complain about that they're in retirement. Yeah, they go play golf, maybe they go fishing, those kinds of things. But that's not me. That's not me. That's not something that I'm interested in doing. So I won't be doing those things, other than I plan on traveling more this year, and from now on, as a matter of fact. And one of the other areas, in terms of technology, as an example, in addition to the crypto and some of the other services and travel, I'm involved in travel as well. So you'll hear about that, and other health related products and services. AI is extremely big. If you don't know about AI, you've been in a cave somewhere with no technology at all. I'm involved with an organization that I've invested in that is doing everything right from this perspective of artificial intelligence. In terms of being able to talk to your sales assistants, help you grow your business, help you build your business. And you've seen some of the things on television or your computer or social media, what AI is bringing to the table. And so I'm involved in that as well. And it's awesome. I'm telling you that things are awesome. And I guess basically I just wanted to share. I wanted to share that with those who are willing to listen and who are interested in doing something about it. And I'm trying not to be and say, I'm rich and famous or that kind of thing. Like I said, I'm a regular guy who has done some things to improve his health and improve his finances, and things seem to be moving in the right direction. And I'm looking to share that information with anyone else who is interested in participating. So we'll be talking about that over time and kind of see how things work out. I'm just trying to, I've got so much. I don't know if this half hour is enough. Maybe later on I can extend it, because there's a lot of things that I'd like to talk about. And there's a lot of people that I'd like to introduce you to make your life healthier and to make your life financially a little bit more stable. And if you're interested in artificial intelligence and how that can help in the things that it's doing, not only for me, but other people as well. My business, VM Enterprises, has been around since 2014. I started my VM Enterprises just before I got into crypto. And I do Legal Shield. I'm a director in Legal Shield. So again, I'm saying that there's a lot of things that I'm doing because I now have the energy to do those things. And I now have the focus to do those things. And so it's going very well from that perspective. And so I'm interested again in sharing that information with you. So what I hope and pray is that you have a wonderfully blessed day, and come back next week. Come back on Tuesday at 10 o'clock and let me talk to you further about some of the other products and services that I have been trying to allude to at this point. But again, I wanted you to understand and know who you're working with, who you're dealing with, because that's my job. My job is to be that person. I like sitting down and having conversations about health, about wealth, about technology, about where things are going. Things are kind of tough right now based on current situations from a financial perspective and what you're looking out to accomplish. So hopefully I can be that little piece in your life to make it a little bit easier for you to make the next step to become, again, healthier and a little bit wealthier. So until next time, have a blessed day, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again. Thank you.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.